Some of us are concerned about marriage today, not because we are married, but because we have marital problems. It sounds funny, right? We have marital problems because all over the place there are people who are frustrated, who are tired, because they have packaged themselves and they didn't prepare themselves. This is someone who always requires the best from you, but always desire to give the worst of themselves. They give only the basic minimum and they require the maximum from you. And the most traumatic part of this character is that they never appreciate when you give your maximum because they do not know what it takes to give maximum. What version of a smartphone can we compare to your character? What version of attitude do you have? And what kind of application in smartphone can we compare it to? Is it the old version, the latest version, or the moribund version? Do not marry so that you can trend. Rather, trend so that you can marry. And as a Christian, how do you trend? Trend in values, trend in strength and character, trend in the Lord. So it is essential that you organize yourself so that you do not go into somebody's life and disorganize him or her. A lot of people come disorganized, but they are ready to be organized. If you are not ready to learn, wants to happily live with a man should go and learn the act of harmonization. That is what we call marriage. Emotional is not just a lifestyle that you live the way you want. Marriage is a task that has to be performed. And when there is a task to be performed, the first thing and the most important thing to do is to prepare yourself for the task. Now, preparing yourself for the task of having to become a husband requires that you learn from people, and then people will learn from you. That the wedding industry is booming and succeeding. Every Saturdays when you go around the cities and even in the villages, there are halls. As the wedding industry is booming, marriages are failing because we have experts managing our weddings. We have untrained people coming into marriage who are also not ready to learn. The greatest thing that can happen to you is to learn when it is not late. Now, being too late means that you were never even prepared and you are still not prepared. Are you prepared to learn your roles? Now, how do you identify something when you do not know it? How do you recognize what you don't know? Is it possible to recognize what we don't know? Train yourself to be organized. A man that is organized is a man that is prepared and trained. Training is discipline, and organization is another name for discipline. If you are a disciplined person, you'll be organized. How do you organize yourself? First, know where you are going and how to get there. Discuss and seek opinions. Any man who is not organized, what they do usually is they are very impromptu. These are people who just do things as they come. Those are the people who see marriage as a lifestyle. They can just say one thing and then end up doing another thing, not because they are dishonest, but because they are disorganized. In fact, you may not even notice that a woman is disorganized as long as she has the capacity to harmonize herself and harmonize her environment. And this is where training is required. How do you harmonize yourself? When we look at the choristers, when they come together to form a choir, everybody has and they sing in parts. And when there is a harmony in the choir, you have a good melody. Marriage can only work when an organized man gets into the life of a harmonizer, a woman that is a harmonizer, so that when he is busy organizing and putting things together, she's there harmonizing. A woman that is very organized, a woman that is very put together, a woman that is very mature but lacks the capacity to harmonize is going to become an ungovernable man in a man's life. Is her ability to harmonize the man, because there is a rhythm in a woman that stabilizes. It's nature, it's God-given.